we're going to start off by talking about why the Democrats suck. This is one here. Let's just show this really quickly for no reason, but it is definitely a reason. Okay. First and foremost, I want to go back to the Nancy Pelosi clip. Nancy Pelosi was basically on the timeline lying about Joe Biden's capabilities. Okay. Nancy Pelosi, the decrepit crypt keeper, the incredible leftist leader, girl boss, engaged in a little bit of gatekeeping and gaslighting yesterday. Basically lied about what kind of power Joe Biden actually had with respect to abolishing or forgiving a mountain of student loan debt. Now, Joe Biden has the power to do so. This is one of the few powers that the executive office has. Here is Speaker Pelosi, on the other hand, still lying. And not only is she lying, but going against the Senate, basically the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's goals and wishes and ideas, because the senators in the Democratic Party have been pushing Joe Biden. I don't know how aggressively they have been, but they've been pushing Joe Biden to, you know, do some student loan debt relief. Okay, let's see what she had to say.
The President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not.
Wrong. That's literally not true. He absolutely does. Not only that, but he also did some. He literally did that already. So, and back when he did that, we asked the question, we all asked the question, like, if he could do that, why not all of it? Or at least a big chunk of it. And then as of July 14th, Biden has canceled officially $40 billion worth of student loans. So why not all of it? So that's a lie. She's just lying right now. I don't know why the she would do this, especially because like the Biden administration was like, oh, we're looking into it, Jack. We're going to cut the malarkey. We're going to cut the student loan debt, Jack.
He can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress. And
wrong again.
I don't even like to call it forgiveness, because that implies a transgression. It's not to be forgiven.
I love this part. This is my favorite part of this entire clip, because she's like, I didn't even like the word forgiveness because, you know, it implies a transgression. It's like, dude, nobody gives a fuck about the aesthetics, okay? No one cares about what language you're using, okay? I don't give a fuck if you don't like using forgiveness. Like, you fucking vampire, you absolute demon, you psychopath. Why can't you wither away and get the fuck out of Congress? Oh my Lord, dude. So fucking annoying. Like, oh, thank God she's not using the word forgiveness, or at least said that she doesn't like the word forgiveness. I guess now I feel safer knowing that, you know, debt relief is not coming. It is a slam dunk for the Democrats, okay? A slam dunk for the Democrats. Something that Joe Biden can absolutely do. All of those people who have their debts relieved will remember that forever, and that will allow a massive bump for the Democratic Party, a massive bump for the Democratic Party from all of those people. It's just, it's a gimme. It's basically the same as like legalization of marijuana at the federal level. These are gimmies. Like, these are easy fucking slam dunks. Absolutely easy ass slam dunks. It's like, the only reason why you wouldn't do this is if you want to lose. It makes no sense. Republicans recognize that the college that we have here are basically liberal making factories, okay? You get launched into a diverse environment. You're learning more. Studies have shown time and time again that the higher your level of education is, the more liberal you are, the more liberal adjacent you are. We can talk endlessly about how these campuses and colleges basically are, you know, hammering on neoliberal capitalist thought, but ultimately it's still a good thing. It's better that they're not like fucking psychotic hog Republicans, right? And Republicans know that. That's why they hate education. That's why they're constantly like, we need to privatize education so, you know, I can learn my sect of Christianity schools. Like, I want to send my children to fucking Bible school only, right? Like, conservatives recognize that, and they want to fucking stop it. That's why they think, like, you know, public education is a sin. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi's out here, like, fucking arguing against a slam dunk. It doesn't make any sense. Let's keep going.
Just freeing people from those obligations. So the question of who gets forgiven, to use the term of art that is out there, is a debate. Do we use whatever money there is for the broadest base of support of those with more people with...
I also hate that she can't even construct a sentence. Like, dude, you are a politician. You've been a politician for like 700 years and you can't even fucking string together 3 sentences without bumbling over. I'm sorry, dude. Like, just fucking... you know, take that adrenochrome. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? How are you a speaker? Okay? How are you the most like effective, charismatic leader in the fucking Democratic Party, and you just can't literally string together 3 fucking sentences without being like, it frustrates me to no end. It is another demonstration that Nancy Pelosi is not the right person for the fucking job. I don't give a fuck that she's a goddamn demon with the whip and that she is incredible at fundraising from wealthy benefactors for the Democratic Party. Those are the 2 reasons why she is seen as one of the most important figures in the party, okay? She's a good whip and also apparently absolutely fucking brutal behind closed doors. Like, brutal behind closed doors. Regardless, like, dude, her forward-facing, like, media stuff is so awful, dude. Just fucking get better. Anyway, all that stuff is deeply frustrating to me, but then also, like, the stuff that she's saying as a 100 millionaire, of course, is idiotic. But this isn't the worst thing that she said on this entire... This right here made me lose my fucking mind. Now, I'm going to pair this up with another thing that they're going to do for the midterms, which is also deeply frustrating. But let's take a look at what else she said.
That would be an attitude that people would have. But even take it on top of that, suppose your family was not... Your child just decided they want to, at this time, not want to go to college, but you're paying taxes to forgive somebody else's... obligations, you may not be happy about that. But you know,
that's it. Are you a libertarian? Are you a Republican? Why are you saying this? You're supposed to be a Democrat, you fucking psycho. It is literally what Republicans say. They're like, I don't want my kids paying for other people. Like, you're basically shitting on taxes, dude. What a fucking psychopath. Like, that's how horny you are to defend student loans. That's how horny you are to make sure you maintain like debt refinancing companies that you may or may not be invested into. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. I'm just fucking, you know, spitting out here because there's got to be a fucking reason for this. Is that why? That's how horny you are to be like, we can't do this thing. I'm just going to lie about it. And then I'm going to use the most Republican line that I could ever use, dude. That is psychotic, dude. That is the most reactionary thing you can say. And it is the opposite of what the Democratic Party should be advocating for. Are you fucking stupid? Oh, dude, yeah, that's the basis of like every Republican argument is like, why am I paying for this? This is our progress, dude. This is our girl boss gatekeeping and gaslighting. I hate this so much. I hate the politics of this country so much. It makes me want to rip my fucking hair out, dude. Like, I wish these people would just wither away. Okay, I wish they would just go away. I wish so badly that we could have like decent rulers and decent administrators and decent legislators. God damn, it's not too much to fucking ask, dude. Just do your goddamn job. Like, it's so obvious that this is like controlled opposition. There's nothing else that you would like. Why would you ever say this? It's a layup executive action that would make the Democrats look good for the midterms that are coming up, and you're refusing to do it, even though you ran on it. And now on top of that, you're like lying about it, and then you're using reactionary talking points that ultimately justify what Republicans say all the goddamn time. Oh. So now we can start demanding that our tax dollars stop going to drone striking on kids? No, of course not, dude. Your tax dollars are going to continue subsidizing the fossil fuel industry. Your tax dollars are going to continue paying for fucking drone strikes on Middle Eastern babies. Your tax dollars are going to continue subsidizing the death, destruction, and destabilization that we cause all around the world. That's a given. Like, there's bipartisan agreement there. Okay, that's the most bipartisan thing. It's nuts. It's nuts. Absolutely a demon, by the way. Like, absolutely a fucking demon, dude. It's just so stupid.
You know what? We want all of our kids to reach their fulfillment. To the extent that they want to go to college, we do not want them to be prohibited from doing that for financial reasons. I've had high school students come in here and say with their grades, they're able to be accepted in the Ivy League here and there, but their family's economic situation does not enable that to happen because they have to stay close to home to work, to be part of the family situation. So what we'd like to do is have an economy that is fair, that gives opportunity, and does not hold anybody back because of financial reasons. And again, how some people may view the relieving people of this obligation has to be viewed in a fair way, where we have something that gives opportunity. That's the big word, opportunity.
Ugh.
To all of America's families.
It's just like so bad. It's so incredibly bad. The Pelosi comments really lay bare how retrograde a certain generation of Democratic leadership has become. The very idea of paying taxes that might support social goods that not every individual taxpayer will benefit from is viewed with skepticism. More about contempt for young people than anything else, I think. Nobody asked why people who don't qualify yet or might never make it to 65 should pay for Medicare. Yeah, that's also true. They just like, they don't give a fuck, dude. They're just like too old. They don't care. The real voters are like in that comfortable 65 plus or 55 plus category. Like older voters actually go out and vote. Young people don't, so they don't give a shit. What did Chuck Schumer say about it? Let's see.
The good news, President Biden with the flip
I mean, this was back in April.
of a pen can get this done. Senator Warren, Senator Menendez, many other senators are joining us in asking him to do this. We don't need legislation. We must do it. And so we're going to fight and fight and fight. And we are asking all New Yorkers and all Americans to send an email, a letter, to call the White House and say, please support the Schumer-Warren provision to remove $50,000 of student debt from all students. And do you know what?
So here's what's going to happen. Okay, here's what the fuck's gonna happen. We're gonna lose, it seems like, if this continues, despite the fact that there's been like good progress and like very big government initiatives, and I can't take that away from the current administration. Ultimately, Americans hate inaction. They hate inaction. They hate when your government is not, the government is like setting out to do stuff and then not following through on it. They fucking hate it. And our messaging in the beginning seemed to be consistent. I really thought that we were gonna have a consistent message across the board where people were going to be advocating for social progress. I really thought that America was going to, or the Democratic Party was going to not capitulate to the Republican Party in any way, shape, or form. And I think I'm a little wrong. I've been very, very upset about the way that Democrats have operated around some of these issues, okay? Issues that like help the Democrats. Like people say, I fucking hate the Democratic Party. I want the Democratic Party to lose, whatever. I'm a fucking Russian operative or whatever the fuck, right? And I'm not one of those. I'm not like one of the fucking, Jimmy Dore Andys out there. I understand the necessity to unfortunately work within the Democratic Party all the time. I understand the necessity to be pragmatic, but this is one of those instances where it makes me really, really fucking angry when the Democrats can't even do things that are good for the Democratic Party and its viability in the future. Like, they're not even doing things that would help them win elections. Like, what the fuck do you want? Like, I don't understand. You just like, do you despise doing good things that much that you will cuck yourself in the end? That was one thing that really frustrated me. And ultimately, I believe that like, if we lose in the midterms, in the upcoming midterms in 2022, I feel like the reason for why we lose are going to be these kinds of instances of inaction in the face of actual good things that we could potentially do. I feel like that is going to be the real reason why we lose shit. Another reason why I feel like we're gonna lose elections is like, for example, the eviction moratorium, right? After weeks of silence, the White House is now saying just 3 days before the eviction moratorium expires that they want Congress to extend it but can't themselves. My reporting suggests no senior officials of the White House were pushing for an extension even before the court ruling. This is the new statement from the press secretary. Biden would have strongly supported the CDC decision to extend eviction moratorium. Supreme Court has made it clear that this option is no longer available. Biden is calling on Congress to extend the moratorium, urging states and cities to ramp up spending. They're not going to do that, especially in southern states. They're not going to do that. They already pulled off, a lot of these states already peeled away at the behest of the Chamber of Commerce, which is incredibly fucking powerful. They peeled away the unemployment insurance that was slated to continue, okay, early. They pulled those out early because they wanted people to starve out, so they would go back to these like shitty fucking jobs that they want to do. And guess what? They're still not going back. It hasn't improved the unemployment number, or rather not unemployment numbers, but like it hasn't improved like the labor shortage that these guys are supposedly going through, and it didn't work. So now we have to just like what, get the government to fucking force people to work at shitty $8 an hour jobs like by gunpoint? Is that what we got to do? We just have to wait for them to fucking literally die, like wither away and die, and only then will they be destitute enough to work these shit jobs that we will never improve the conditions in. Like, it's just fuck that, dude. I would rather wait for the government to starve these motherfuckers out. Great. I mean, seriously, fuck all these companies, okay? Fuck all of them. So that's another thing that really annoys me. And of course, just like the Chamber of Commerce, like landlords and real estate, the real estate industry is incredibly powerful, especially when it comes to like local ordinance and passing local policy and any number of different things. So like obviously that's the main motivator and the main reasons for why they do this, that they are not big advocates for the working class obviously. You know, keep crying, Chamber of Commerce. Keep crying, fucking real estate industry goons. But don't worry, you know, we'll start murdering the working class soon, okay? So there's that. And then lastly, there was another article that came out that showed that the midterm strategy for the Democratic Party, and this is the latest reporting from friend of the show, Akilah Lacey at The Intercept, was going to be knocking the GOP for their vote against police funding in the American Rescue Plan. Dude, just call yourself Republicans at this point. Like, I don't understand. And they're doing this, and Kyrsten Sinema is like single-handedly trying to fucking destroy every deal for her own personal branding project, okay? And they can't whip her into fucking shape. And then they're gonna turn around and be like, well, the Democrats really fucked us over. The progressives really fucked us over in the end. They're gonna lose, and then they're gonna find a way to fucking blame AOC or something. They're gonna be like, I don't know, man. Back in 2016, Ilhan Omar once said that the police should be defunded, and I think that's the real reason why we lost. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. Like, you know, clip this, and then you can show this back to me in 2022 when that fucking happens. Okay, might be a way to lure Republicans over. Dude, you are insane. Okay. You guys are crazy, dude. Like, no, that's not a real thing, dude. Republicans don't think that, like, Democrats are not trying to defund the police. It's actually Republicans. They're Republicans, dog. You know what they think? They think Nancy Pelosi is eating babies, okay? They think that the Confederacy is good, ultimately, because it's heritage, not hate, but also Democrats were the real Confederates, and they're bad. They think that this is COVID was a Chinese bioweapon that was set upon America to destroy the United States. But also, the vaccines that were supposed to defeat COVID are also bad because they have biochips in them. They love freedom of speech, and yet the entire fucking Republican Party is galvanized towards restricting a non-whitewashed perspective of history and the education of a normal understanding of, like, slavery and its contemporary legacy, like it's slavery and its legacy and its impact on contemporary civilization. You want to fucking tell me that those psychopaths that you all know, by the way, those guys are gonna be like, oh wow, Nancy Pelosi said the Republicans want to defund the police. Actually, I'm gonna go and vote for them now. Like, you have to be a real fucking idiot to actually legitimately think that this is going to be a successful strategy. Just never talk about defunding the police ever again, okay? Please. Shut the fuck up. Why do Democrats, slip of the tongue there. Why do Democrats adopt Republican positions better than Republicans do? They'll be like, oh, Republicans are smearing us. Time to literally constantly talk about that over and over again. There are a fuckload more non-voters that could be swayed over to the Democratic Party than Republicans that will come out and vote for the Democrats. But Democrats simply do not do propaganda as though they are running for re-election every year in the same way that Republicans do. Republicans never stop running for re-election. They are effectively doing propaganda, and they run the messaging in this country. They run the wedge issues. They run the messaging in this country. They dominate in every facet. They're interesting. They're unique in their talking points. They're impossible to not pay attention to. There's a reason why everyone used to talk about Antifa, because that was the main thing. Before that, censorship on college campuses. At the time when censorship on college campuses was like the main hot button issue, college-age students that were going to colleges showed that they were more tolerant to a diversity of opinion in an education setting than adults, okay? Like, by significantly higher margins, too. 75% of college students wanted a safe or a learning environment that would sometimes show them ideas that they didn't agree with, that could be perceived as harmful even. That number was like 50% when it came to adults. And yet we talked about how fucking college campuses are you know, leftist safe havens and all this shit. And then we talked about Antifa at a time when, like, literal Nazis were fucking protesting in the streets and murdering people. All we talked about were the people who were actually bravely standing against those Nazis. Those were the real villains. Like, just think about that. Now we have hindsight. We have the benefit of hindsight. Just stop for a moment and think about how fucking psychotic these past couple of years have been, where we turned around and we were like, yeah, Antifa is pretty bad. Like, maybe we shouldn't punch Nazis. Like, what the fuck do you mean, dude? That's a Nazi. It's like the one time America did something good was when we fucking punched Nazis in the dick, dude. We're riding the high of punching Nazis in World War II to this day to justify the endless death and destruction that we do right now. And people were like, oh, I don't know, man. That's really fucked up. It's dangerous, slippery slope precedent. That's crazy. That's insane, dude. And Antifa went away, and now we're talking about CRT. Now we're talking about fucking CRT now. That's the main topic. Why? No one knows what it is. People are just mad, okay? Because Republicans are very good at propaganda. They propagandize 24/7, okay? 365 days of the fucking year. They never stop. They never, ever stop. Democrats don't do that. They don't. They just respond. And they only fucking do light agitation and light propaganda during the election cycle. And it's really stupid. And we're slowly but surely making this country dumber, more divided, and turning every single fucking minute thing, like, I don't know, believing scientists into a culture war effort, dude. We've destroyed this country. This country was always had issues, okay? But the beautiful thing about America is that it also had a lot of opportunity. It always had the opportunity that was never realized to become the greatest nation on earth, okay? To become an actual force for good on this planet. We never realized it. We never did anything about it. And we instead focused on fucking, you know, enslaving black people, furthering their subjugation in the aftermath of the abolition of slavery, and keeping the working class suppressed, destroying labor unions. We've never done anything fucking positive for our people, and we've certainly never done anything positive for the people in the rest of the planet. And all the while, technological progress has made it seem like we're, you know, doing better overall. And we are kind of doing better overall. We're doing better overall in the fucking blood and unironically soil of the third world. That's how we're doing better overall. And even then, shit falls apart every fucking 4 years, and then our tax dollars go back to defending the same massive corporations that have been sucking everything out of this country, like a bunch of fucking parasitic multinational corporations, like a bunch of parasitic vampires. Republicans have been crying about Mr. Potato Head's cock, while simultaneously every legislature has like passed some of the most restrictive fucking anti-voting rights laws in state legislatures all around the country wherever they can. Like, they're making it so that like Republican-owned state legislatures could just overturn a Democratic election. And here we are talking about Democrats are like, maybe we should talk about how the GOP did not want to vote against police. They voted against police funding. They actually want to defund the police. Like, oh, good one, dude. Thank you. Whoever fucking, whatever Harvard educated dipshit political consultant came up with that needs to be fucking put in a cannon, okay? Needs to go to space with Jeff Bezos. Holy shit, dude. I'm angry. Part of the reason why I fucking don't like talking about this stuff as much is because it just makes me so angry, so mad, and a doomer overall. Especially because I woke up to this news this morning that like our revolution is now rebranding. They're doing a Sean McElwee style fucking rebranding so that they can justify their existence. And it's really fucked up. Rather than insisting on Medicare for all or climate change fighting Green New Deal, our revolution is focusing on the modest alternatives endorsed by President Joe Biden. Great, dude. San Diego Police Department received $111 million out of the $250 million in federal COVID-19 relief, 44.2% of the funds. Oh my God. Oh my God. Incredible stuff. All around, dude. Washington Post just reported this is the Nancy Pelosi's like latest fucking way to fundraise. I can't believe I just learned 700 Republicans just filed to run for office. At least 230 of them buy into Trump's stolen election claims, and we need to raise 50,000 before midnight to stop them. Hear me, Osita. I will not let this one-term president take back the House from us. Here's my plan. If Democrats rush 50,000 before midnight, we'll have the resources to win every swing state, protect our House, and hand Trump the most embarrassing defeat of his one-term presidency. It's like this is dude. Some of you have never gotten. I get these from every person all the time. And they're always written like scam emails. So that's not this. The larger problem here is that she's still like, we're still talking about Trump. We're in office, man. We're in fucking office. This is what losers do. When you're in office, when you're in power, you're supposed to fight like hell for your values. Fight like hell for your legislation. Fight like hell to better your voters' lives and every American's lives, really. And then show your work. And we don't fucking do that. We're not doing that. Our values are just, Trump bad. We'll embarrass Trump. And yeah, here's another fucking doomer pill. Senator Kyrsten Sinema doesn't support Democrats' $3.5 trillion bill. Dude, we should be embarrassing this person every fucking day. This is not a serious person. We should be embarrassing her every day. Bully her into fucking submission until she's literally an automatic yes machine to every fucking Democratic bill that comes down her, it comes on her desk. Okay, I'm serious. Like, I don't know why the fuck we don't bully Kyrsten Sinema nonstop. Like, she should literally be bullied every fucking day. Whip this person, dude. Whip the fuck out of her. What are you doing, Chuck Schumer? Like, her entire purpose is literally just having her own personal branding thing happen in the Democratic Party as the spoiler. Drug whip women. Yes, dude. Whip, like with an actual fucking leather whip, and not whip in the sense that that's what you're supposed to do in politics. Like, some of you will be shocked to find out that that's a position. It means like whipping votes. The UK parties use the whip to threaten politicians' jobs. Parliamentary rules is usually pretty effective. Yeah. Threatening the remove. Okay. Here is what politicians care about. Kyrsten Sinema cares about one thing and one thing only, okay? Dressing like fucking Velma from Scooby-Doo and being in the spotlight, and her corporate donors. So how do you fucking hit her where it hurts, dude? Obviously, you can't embarrass her because she looks like she dressed in the dark every fucking day. Clearly, she is incapable of fucking embarrassment, right? Fucking Flintstone's wife looking ass. So what can you do? Hit her in her fucking pocket. Okay, threatening to remove Manchin and Sinema from committee positions is one of the most effective ways that you can fucking very quickly force party members to fall in line. Why? Because you are literally taking away their power. And if they don't have power, if they don't have an actual, if they don't play an actual role in writing legislation or policy making, then lobbyists are not going to go to her. They're not going to give her money. They're not going to give her as much money for her re-election campaign. They're not going to fucking wine and dine her. What the Democratic Party should be doing is literally fucking shaming her like those Game of Thrones nuns every time she walks down the fucking halls of Congress. Like, shame! Shame on you! Ring the fucking bell of adultery, okay? Every time this psycho walks down the fucking halls, it's so nuts that, like, they literally will go to the length where it's like, well, I'll just fucking change my party. Well, then you're not a Democrat, dude. You're like, what is your role there? It's nuts. We should never, ever allow ourselves to get in a hostage situation with psychos like fucking Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. It's nuts, dude. Put a scarlet A on Sinema, except it means austerity. 100%, dude. Dude, are you a fucking... Is this like a Jimmy Dore fan? Ever seen Bernie squirm like this before? What is this?
Had to deal with. I have not seen a...
I don't want to watch this. I don't even care about it. Okay. Yeah, dude. Bernie sucks. Okay. Is that what you want? Yeah, dude. Bernie is the enemy.